welcome to episode 8 of Beat the First Man podcast. Another episode, another week. Slightly delayed, as I said last week, because Scotland had their biggest game on Thursday night in years. Thankfully, it went the right way, finally. So on with the podcast. Viewing figures a little bit down last week, so a little bit disappointing, but I'm sure we can rectify that this week. So let's get the word out that this podcast is out and about, and especially if you like listening to a middle-aged man talking rubbish about football. The one thing that has gone up though is subscribers. So we did get over the 70 mark, 71 subscribers as of today. So good effort, and thank you to everyone who's subscribed. Please keep watching, please keep sharing, get the word out there. The more people watching, the more fun it is, because the more interaction I can have. And some of the bits that are in here come from people, so anything you've got, just fire it over and we get it involved. As usual, I've got my comprehensive notes. I've upgraded from a post-it note, you'll notice, than last week, so made a bit more effort this week for you all. So you'll notice, as always, Stoke Gabriel shirt. This can only mean one thing. They didn't win last weekend, but guess what? They didn't lose either. No. Lockdown. No game, so an unbeaten week. Mark Richardson, one step closer to Manager of the Month for keeping Stoke Gabriel unbeaten, so good effort and well done. I did have a note from mid-table Gary, the chairman, as he will now be known. Now, Gary's a big Aston Villa fan. We won't talk too much about that. Let's just skip past that. But he is looking for anyone who's got a contact for someone within the Aston Villa youth system, as he's very keen to take the under-18s up to see Villa and maybe get a game against one of the Villa youth teams. So if anybody out there has got a contact with anybody at the Villa youth setup, then just drop me a line at beatthefirstman@gmail.com. Lastly, on Stoke Gabriel, congratulations to Rich, the groundsman, and his good lady Nikki. They just recently had a new baby boy, Dylan. Their other son, Josh, is actually the goalkeeper for Stoke Gabriel. And no, don't be so rude. He has not dropped him. He might be a goalkeeper, but he's very careful. It's a small baby. So well done, guys. Very pleased for you. I've seen the pictures. Very cute little boys. So onwards and upwards. So right, on with the show. What have we got in store? We've got a new feature, 4D, which will be coming up soon. We've got, as usual, our Hollywood star, Ted's Little Knob of the Week. We've got Little Shouty Man. He's going to have his say on VAR finally. We've been waiting for it, so here it comes. And of course, guest fee knowledge, and see where we're up to with that one. So some housework first of all there from last week. So the lineal European trophies, were both defended last week. Bayern Munich comfortably defended their lineal European Cup. They won away at Dortmund. Next up to try and take it for them is Werder Bremen. Bayern Munich defended it 5 times now, so can Bremen be the ones to take it? And in the lineal UEFA Cup, those of you who watched Extra Time will know that Cadiz, who we definitely decided had been on the sangria all week, having stolen the trophy from Ibar, they were defeated 4-0 at Atletico Madrid. So Atletico Madrid are now the lineal UEFA Cup holders. Their next challenge, nice easy one, Barcelona. What could possibly go wrong? So new feature time it is, 4D. Yeah, so what's 4D, I hear you say? Well, prop number 1, prop number 2. I can already think you're thinking this bloke's an absolute lunatic. Why do I waste 17 minutes of my life watching this idiot talk about football? So our first 4D and is going to be Scotland boss Steve Clarke. I know, yes, it's my show. I can do what I want. I am a little biased, but let's face it, he took over rag-arse Rovers in the shape of the Scotland national team. We were an absolute mess. We had blokes that should have been nowhere near the national side. McLeish and his management team had just they'd lost the fans, they'd lost the media, they appeared to have lost the players, and things were going nowhere fast. And to be honest, it was just a car crash. Clarke came in, he took a lot of stick at the start as he tried to install his ways and do what he wanted to do, but he stuck by his principles being that we were going to become hard to beat, which as a smaller nation is what you've got to be. You can't be playing open, expansive football as a smaller nation. You've got to be hard to beat and pick up the victories where you can. We had heavy defeats along the way. Belgium and Russia both spanked our asses, to be honest with you. But he stuck by it. He kept to his principles. He kept going. We had the Nations League semi-final, which, to be honest, was the most turgid 20 minutes of football I've ever watched in my life. We didn't even manage a shot on target, but his principles were we wouldn't get beat. We didn't. We drew 0-0, went to extra time, we went to penalties, we won on penalties, through to the final in Serbia. I have to say, on Serbia on Thursday night was probably the best Scotland performance I've seen as a complete performance for a long, long time. We completely controlled the game, and other than switching off in the 90th minute, which was just, it was criminal. You can only imagine the effing and jeffing going around in A, my house, and B, all the houses in Scotland as Scott McTominay decided to not bother marking his man. They dug in extra time, they held on, they took it to penalties, and the rest is history, as David Marshall, who rather brilliantly now has his own Wakefield song as his tribute, was the hero with the penalty save, and we're off to the Euros. We've waited 20 odd years, and Steve Clarke, many have tried to end the wait. Bertie Vogts, Alex McLeish, Craig Brown. Craig Brown was the last one that took us there. Walter Smith, countless. They've all tried, all failed. Steve Clarke came in and did it. So first 4D is Steve Clarke. What do you mean? Why is it called 4D? God, it's obvious. Well, this. That's 3. Well, what's the 4th? I doff my cap to you, Steve. 4D. There you go. That's brilliant, isn't it? Eh? That took me. I think hours thinking up this shit. So anyway, without further ado, it's time to stand. Here he is, the Hollywood star that is Ted. It's about time he got some respect on this podcast. Okay, sorry about that, Ted. What's the matter now? Anyway, where's your Stoke Gabriel shirt? I'm not wearing it now until they win. Oh, come on, Ted. The boys, they all love you. They think you're great, but now you're decided you're going to wear the shirt. Mark Wahlberg tried to get you to wear stuff, and you wasn't doing it for him. You're not going to do it for them, right? Okay. Anyway, Ted, come on, get on with it. So, who was your Little Knob of the Week nominations? Wow, both of them. So there was a joint nomination for Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. This nomination was sent in to Ted, so he's just putting it out there. They were nominated because they whinged and whined about not being able to use 5 subs and not having 5 subs in a match. I just want to point out, Liverpool played Manchester City on Sunday. How many subs did both managers use? 2. Not 3 that they're allowed to use. Not 5 that they'd love to use. No, 2. So actually, they didn't use one of their substitutions. So, yeah, good shout, I reckon, Ted. Did they win it? No. Who won it, Ted? 100% agree. Ademola Lookman. Now, some of you out there might be thinking, Ademola Lookman, what's he done? Ademola Lookman was the Fulham striker, for those who don't know, who had a penalty against West Ham in injury time. A goal would have secured Fulham a vital point away at West Ham. All he had to do, run up and just slot the ball in the net from the penalty spot. What did he do, Ted? I can't say that, Ted. Okay. Made an idiot of himself. That's not what he said the first time round. He decided to run up and do the little Panenka dink. Only he got it horribly wrong. And let's face it, I think if Fabianski hadn't caught it, I'm not even sure it would have reached the goal. I think it would have stopped on the line. It was absolutely priceless. And I love it. The Panenka penalty is great. When they go in, they look cool. But when they miss, oh my God, they're even funnier. So Ademola Lookman, without a shadow of doubt, you are Ted's Little Knob of the Week. And I have to say, it was the most comprehensive victory of Little Knob of the Week we've ever had. So Ted, you back next week? Yep, I'll be back. And I'm coming back riding naked like today, baby. Right, okay. See you, Ted. So there we go. Right, earlier than normal then, Guess v Knowledge. So as you know, we went into last week's at 3-3. and I was lucky enough to pick up a point last week, so I've gone in front now. It's now knowledge 4, guess 3. Finally, I've got in front. My superior footballing knowledge beginning to come to the fore and putting the pretender in her place, imposing my authority over the wife. And as you can tell, she A, doesn't read these notes, and B, is not around while I'm recording. Otherwise, that would never have got in this episode. In fact, the only time she'll realise in the episode is when she sits down to watch it later. So this week, we've decided to flip it up a little bit. What we've decided now, if you're on the Facebook page, Beat the First Man, you will go into a random draw where you may get to choose the fixture. All I give you is the division, and you just choose the fixture. And then we predict the game, so just make it a little bit more inclusive. This week's lucky winner was Steve Bircher. He was given League 2, and he chose the game between Colchester and Leyton Orient. So I text that through to the wife, because we don't speak, we just text, that's all we do. We may occasionally WhatsApp if we're feeling posh. And she came back, she's gone for a Colchester win. She's gone for Colchester 2, Leyton Orient 1. Now, I should use my knowledge and look at it and go, Colchester unbeaten at home, Orient, difficult side to beat. This has probably got a draw written over it. But I've got a personal issue with this one. The amount of times Leyton Orient have screwed up accumulators for me, there's no way I'm predicting them to win. Predicting them to lose, because every time I predict them to lose, they go and win. So I'm going for Colchester 0, Leyton Orient 2, and I'm going purely on the grounds that Orient have screwed up all those accumulators over the years. So it could massively backfire on me, because I don't know. Let's see what happens. But at the moment, it's knowledge 4, guess 3. Let's see where we are after the match on Saturday. So it just leaves us with Little Shouty Man. Now, I've promised it all week. I promised that he would do his chat on VAR. So here it is. Sit back, strap yourselves in. Little Shouty Man on VAR. So first of all, managers, players, pundits, fans, everyone in football, we're all to blame. We all wanted this. We all moaned about refereeing decisions. Pundits used to freeze frame things on Match of the Day and on Sky and say, look at this, it was offside. If only we had VAR, if only we had television replays to help the referees. Now we've got it. Moan, moan, moan. So we can't complain too much. Sometimes what you wish for is what you get, and this is what we've got. However, there is two things about it. There's VAR and there's the laws of the game. Two things that are causing the issues. So let's start with VAR. In principle, I actually think it's a decent idea. I think if you can help the referees, the game is faster. If you can help the referees, then there's got to be some mileage in that. I have some issues with it though. The refs circle. It's a bit like the magic circle, except they ain't magic in any shape or form. They're not going to want to go against their mates. They all work together as a team of officials, and they don't like to make a decision that's going to make their mate look a bit stupid. So sometimes, if they're erring on the side of the caution, they're naturally going to go with their mate on the pitch. That's what they do. I actually think the easiest way to do it, it's all very subjective, let's be honest. The easiest way to do it is the whole Stockley Park thing. That it needs to be taken out of their hands. All they should be doing is in the ear to the referee and saying something you ought to look at on the monitor. He goes over, looks at the monitor, makes the decision. That way the ref is still in control of the game. He's got the total respect of the players. He's making the decisions. Stockley Park is just giving them advice to go and look at something. They're not saying whether they think it should be given or not given. They're just saying to go and look at something. So there's a little bit more control for the referee on the actual pitch. But another thing, cut this frame by frame shit, slow motion. Football's not played like that. No, you go and watch any field up and down the country. No one's playing it like that, frame by frame. It's played in real time. Show it in real time. None of this slow motion. That has to go. That's the first thing we should get rid of, because slow motion makes things look 100 times worse. So real time action. Say it could have been a penalty. Check it. If it doesn't look like a penalty, play on, get on with it. It won't take that long. It'll be actually quicker than it is now. At the moment, the frame by frame is the thing that's slowing everything down. And refs have to be big enough to say, got that one wrong. And that is difficult. Human beings don't like saying they got things wrong, but they're going to have to be big enough to do it. And that is probably one of the issues. The other issue is another set of initials, but it's not VAR, it's IFAB. IFAB are the lawmakers of the game, and so I was looking out the back window because someone just walked past the back fence and it caught my eye. Yeah, that's how real and live this rubbish is. There's no second takes here. This is living proof. So IFAB and the rules of the game. So lots of moaning about offsides and handballs, and so they dictated these games. The offside rule has become ridiculous. Right, so offside by an armpit, the Patrick Bamford one last week, we all saw it. Yes, I'm a Leeds fan, but to be honest, I didn't even really comment on social media. I left it alone, but plenty of others piled in on it who weren't even Leeds fans, saying it was the worst decision. In fact, Stockley Park got a nomination for Knob of the Week. But the offside thing is ridiculous, and it's not the ref's fault, it's IFAB's fault. They've created this. But this offside by an armpit, I mean, I'm not being funny. I'll use the orange to... it's not going to happen. You can't score a goal with an armpit. Go out with a football this afternoon. Get someone to cross the ball and try and armpit it in. Social distancing, obviously. It's just, how can you be offside by an armpit? It's absolutely crackers. It just won't happen. Handball should be dead easy, right? Ball. I've deliberately handballed that because I stopped it, right? That was accidental. My hand was there, it hit me. Deliberate. Accidental, pretty simple. Just change it to that, dead easy. So there's my thoughts on VAR. I haven't got all the answers, but I think there's a couple of answers in there that, to be honest with you, would only improve things. So that is pretty much it for this week's episode of Beat the First Man. We will, of course, be back on Sunday, which is tomorrow, incredibly, with the extra time episode. So look forward to seeing you all then. A couple of other little things, little bits to just tidy up at the end. As always, on the bottom of your screen, along here, there's a thumbs up. Click that one. There's another one down here somewhere, which says subscribe. Click that one. Those two, none of the others, ignore all the others. There is another little one, which is it's like a little speech bubble. Comments, fire them in. I'll reply to every comment. If you comment on there, you'll get a reply, guaranteed. That goes without saying. And two other things, and these ones are just a couple of little personal ones. There's two people out there at the moment going through a bit of a challenging time. So I just want to say to Bill, the Calverton coach, he's also Kean's goalie coach. He's currently in intensive care with COVID. Bill, stay strong, man. We're all behind you. And to Dave Davis, my friend who is currently undergoing treatment. Again, keep strong, Dave. You'll be fine. You'll get through it. And, this episode is dedicated to you two guys. So keep going, keep fighting. So we'll see you all tomorrow for Beat the First Man Extra Time. And once again, thanks for watching.